Okay, so here we have another video. This is another sleeping bag I bought. I wasn't quite happy with the Teton Sports length, so I ended up returning it and buying another one. It was just a tad too short for me. Width was alright, but I ended up going with this one, which is the Hotcore R-300. If you look up the brand, you won't find too much. They have a few 5-star reviews. A lot of people speak highly of them. This is a Canadian brand. They're mainly sold by like Cabela's, local outdoor stores, and you can find them on Amazon. You pay for shipping on Amazon. It's not Prime or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll get into it. I'll start with the measurements because I haven't even done that yet, and I'll get into the rest. Alright, here's our trusty measuring tape inside of the sleeping bag, and of course no funny business, it is at the very bottom. So they state 78 inches plus a 12-inch hood. So I don't know where they're measuring, but I would say this is a couple inches short. I would say it should be 78 here plus 12 inches. If that's the case, then I mean we have 12 inches here, but we don't meet the 78. So we're just a couple inches short, and being 6'1", I fit in this perfectly. I am so much happier with this than I was with the Teton Sports. Even in material here, this feels a lot better, even though it's quite wrinkly. This doesn't slip around as much on the sleeping pad. It's not as noisy, and it feels a higher quality. So, of course, you already noticed the hood. My experience with this so far has been I took this out in the backyard in May, early May, and the night got down to about 0, -1. And I was fairly warm inside of it until it got really cold out. And then the problem was that I forgot my sleeping pad, and I had to use a friend's, and they ended up giving me one that wasn't insulated. So I was essentially sleeping on top of a ice cube. So other than that, it kept me really warm except underneath me. The hood really helped. And let's measure the other way now. So this is supposed to be 34 wide. So we're going to move tight to the end there. We have 32. So again, we missed the mark by a couple inches there. But I still like it, I'm not going to complain. Another thing you probably see here is the tightening string, which tightens your shoulders. That was also handy when it was -1. I know I said on the Teton review that was dumb, but you know what? It came in very handy when it was cold out. Another quick feature on the exterior is these little loops that I wasn't quite sure what they were there for. Upon some research, it's actually for your sleeping pad to put a rope around it. Not sure if I'll ever use that because then I got to carry a bunch of rope. However, one thing I complained about on the Teton video was the draft tube was massive, and I was surprised to see quite a small draft tube here. Both of the sleeping bags were rated for -20. It's rated for -20. I don't think I mentioned that yet, but it's a lot thinner, but probably insulates just as well. I guess they have a really good insulation on this. So it packs down a little bit smaller. I'll show you that later. Zipper is really nice and smooth. Look at that, no issues. The Teton one liked to snag on everything. This one also zips all the way around so that you could open it like a comforter if you want to. These logos may not hold up in the long run. They're just like a hot press type. I don't know what else to call it, but so yeah, they still have the Velcro here to latch this on. Super small draft tube up here. It's nothing really spectacular. There's no pouch inside to hold your phone or anything like that. Just a straightforward sleeping bag. This one has a noticeably thinner bottom on it, which is of course because you're supposed to use an insulated sleeping pad. So the comforter thing may not work as well for the person next to you, but don't tell them that. Just tell them it's the same thing the whole way across. And that's pretty much that. I will roll it up and we'll show you the size. This is how you pack it on, as per the instructions, by the way. I'm not just shoving it in here because I'm lazy. So there we are. As you can see, it's not like the tightest thing you could do, and it's not like the greatest pack job. I kind of rushed it, obviously. You could pull those down and get it tighter, but let me grab my trusty comparison tools. I'll be right back. Oh shit. There we go, close enough. Okay, so as you can see, I do not have my sleeping pad rolled up, so I'm not using that. But here it is in compared to the MSR Elixir 4 as usual, and a Canadian Springs water bottle. So you get the idea of size. Obviously you're not going to go backpacking with this. This would be your entire bag right here. And yeah, that's pretty much that. The bag is not as nice as the Teton Sports was. It's the same material as the sleeping bag, minus the top portion here. So here's some specs, in case I missed that. I don't think I did. Minus 20 Celsius, minus 4 Fahrenheit, but nobody uses Fahrenheit, right? And it kind of gives you an idea of insulation, size, all that good stuff. You good with that? Good. 4.7 pounds, obviously not the lightest. I would say it's probably lighter than the Teton one, but you be the judge of that, I guess. And that's all I got. Ooh, there we go. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you the price. I paid $125 plus tax Canadian for this. So obviously it's double the price of the Teton, but totally worth it in my opinion. And I'm actually pretty impressed with their stuff being a small brand. Yeah, that's all I got.